Da-da-da. Sorry about the delay in stream. I was hoping to go live pretty well at 10:30, and then for whatever reason, my camera decided it didn't want to connect with the streaming service. So here we are finally. A little bit better resolution than last week because for whatever reason I'm using the same camera, but OBS doesn't like transferring it over in quality. That's probably something to do with me and my settings. But since it didn't work this week, we're going to play with it anyways. Let me know if you can hear me all right. The microphone should be good to go, but I can't see in Restream my levels. So I'm hoping that it works. So if it doesn't work and I'm just talking away and there's no sound, then let me know. We have Andrea. Hello, Andrea. How's it going? Jamie, good morning. So today's an exciting day. The club stuff is like so on the cusp of being ready to fully release to you guys, but I'm going to show you some peeks and previews of what's coming, which is very exciting. So there's a rundown of what the new clubs are going to look like. There's the medallion club like normal, and then I've added a sticker club and then a supporter tier. I'll go over in a video that I did, because I can't help myself and I can't just do things normal. It has to be like extra because it's me. My brain does the thing. It's like ADHD. It's got to be like 110% or not at all. So I'll get to show you that video that I made, which is kind of fun because it's got a whole bunch of little things in it. You guys know me. You know what this is going to be like. And then I have a video that shows some of the tutorial stuff that I've been working on and kind of what to expect with what's going to be available for the content portion of the club site. And that will be open to all the tiers. So for people that don't want a physical thing in their mail, or they want to kind of pick and choose a la carte from what I'm offering, versus you get something in the mail every month, which is it's fun, or every 2 months, depending on which club you're in. This will have like an educational component and some behind the scenes stuff available for everyone, which would be kind of cool. I've been wanting to do an educational component to my studio and what I do for, I don't even know, the longest time ever. I actually had everything queued up in, was it 2019? Basically during COVID, 2019, 2020. I had everything queued up. I had somebody that was going to help me with editing, the whole freaking meal deal. And I haven't been able to function in that capacity until now. So I'm excited. It's all this pent up wanting to do things energy. And I know that the community could really use a source for information. Everybody kind of does tutorials and things here and there. There's a few people that have Patreons and stuff. But because of kind of my range of experience, I think it's going to have a whole bunch of very cool stuff. I won't pre-spoil it for you, but I do a whole bunch of things, and I think this is going to be very cool. So yeah. Rebecca, hello. How's it going? Everybody can hear me. Jennifer from Tennessee. Oh, you're traveling and you're listening. That's cool. Hi. Don't distracted drive. But hello. Sounds great. Cool. Awesome. Brenda, good morning. Laura Rocksmith, good morning. So I have some peaks and things that are going to trickle out over the next week. We are the week before all the clubs open up. They open up April 1st. It's not an April Fool's joke. I might have to do something for April Fools, but the fact that the clubs are opening is not an April Fool's joke. Just so happens to be, which will mean I'll remember when we started everything, but that's okay. But I have those videos that I'll show you that has a little bit of information about the content. I have a lot of graphic stuff that breaks out kind of what the perks of each level are. And is my thing not mirrored? Why can't I read that? Oof. Ha! I just messed with everybody's head. My camera, because I switched the thing, now you can read the thing. Club benefits, shows all the stuff. I tried to keep everything very visual, which will help. And then the new website's pretty well ready to go. So that's very cool. Kimberly, good morning. Hello. How's it going? And I realized by editing more of my stuff how much of a hand talker I am. This is why Teresa says I need hand puppets, because then as I'm talking, the puppets could be, and I just distract myself and it would be bad. We'd have crazy conversations of like, hello, how are you? Oh, look, my hand's distracting me. What was I saying? I have no idea. That's just who I am. But anyway, that is a thing. I've been going through a whole bunch of my drawings and things, and I have some cool stuff that I'm going to be able to show club members very soon. We have another sticker design that's pretty well ready to go that I'm going to preview for this week. And you guys get to see what's coming after the April sticker, which should be fun. The Medallion Club I'm still keeping under wraps until we get closer to, and then I'll do the preview peek thing. I have the peek portion of the new website queued and waiting for all the goodness, but I'm going to get that stuff done early, and then it'll be very cool. I'm very excited. We have TJP Creations and more. Hello, how's it going? So yeah, it's a good time to be in the stream. I'm very excited. I have so many plans. Very cool. But I was going to start off with stuff I got in the mail, but I don't believe I got anything in the mail other than I went and got more Perlex and picked up more stuff for sculpting tutorials. So these are the color shapers, clay shapers that I use. They're silicone tipped. You can buy knockoffs on Amazon and eBay, which aren't $12 and $15 each, but these perform so much better. I'm going to show you guys how to make your own as well, which might be a little bit of a cost benefit with a material that is almost as hard, and we'll see how that does. But I do prefer, unfortunately, the ones that aren't the knockoffs, just because the knockoff ones are very soft and I like to push when I sculpt. And so to do that, it destroys the softer silicone. But that is the thing. And I got sparkles because I don't have, you can see him behind me. My Bombus isn't 100% done. I've been messing around with him a little bit, but I wanted to add more oomph to his stripes, the orange peachy colored ones. So you get more art supplies because that's just how that works. And I ended up getting a whole bunch of cool colors. So there's bright yellow, which is a pearl yellow, but it's very much a yellow. And then there's a Knox gold, which is kind of a coppery, bronzy gold. If it'll focus, the camera's like, pardon me. Pumpkin orange, which is a orange because it's Perlex. It is pearl. There we go. And then this one is scarlet, which is hilarious. So scarlet is like salmony, pinky coral. It is not actually scarlet in any way. There we go. So together they form the unicorn stripes of awesome. So between these colors, I should be able to get reasonably close to where I want to be with this guy. I had people ask if he is for sale yet. He is not for sale yet because he is definitely not done yet, but he's going to be eventually one day. So that's cool. That's about all that I did in the mail. You guys probably did see the peek for the hair tutorial. So that is our pony's hair for now, which is working out really cool. I really like how she's shaping up. There's a little more tweaks and things to go along the way. Kind of a back and forth process, but I'm quite excited because she's just turning out so cute. And the hair is lovely, lovely. Very fun. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes, unless anybody has part Italian. Yes, let's get into the meat and potatoes unless anybody has specific questions. So I have queued up somewhere here. Let's go here. And then adding a not image. All right, so this will be a breakdown of kind of what the club tutorials will look, or what the club levels will look like, and I'll let me, from not long ago, explain it all for you. So what's with all of these new clubs going on here at Chrysalis Studios? Let me just explain what is happening. So There was originally the Medallion Club, and now I've added different supporter tiers, kind of like a Patreon, depending on what you're looking for. So, in addition to the Medallion Club, which is now Majestic Mustang or Brilliant Brumby, depending on if you're US and Canada or international, there's also an Awesome Arabian Sticker Club and a Mighty Mini supporter tier. So, what do all these things get you? Let me just tell you. The Majestic Mustang Brilliant Brumby Medallion Club is just like the normal Medallion Club. So every 2 months, you get an awesome box of happiness. I call them boxes of awesome. And inside of this wonderful package, I will show you all the goodies. So it usually comes with some sort of theme. You get a note. And this little one has a horsey paper clip. I like to spoil my club members and add in little extra goodies. So I've handwritten these notes and then printed them out. They go over a little bit of what's going on in the studio, what's inside the box, maybe some things of peeks and previews of what's to come. Then, once you've removed all your goodies, you get a sticker, the ever-cherished coffee crisp. Usually comes in most of the boxes. Some other tasty goodies from Canada. Your wonderful sticker, which is usually a nice vinyl sticker, sometimes with various effects. And then your Medallion Club medallion. And then once you open that sucker up, you have an awesome thing that you can paint and do wonderful things with. So, ta-da! The Mighty Mini Coffee Club is a supporter tier, and supporter tier stuff is available for each of the different levels. But if you're not into having a physical reward, the Mighty Mini Coffee Club might be where you want to start. And it is kind of like a Patreon, so you have my endless love and thank you for being an awesome supporter. Hidden access to website pages on chryslerstudios.com, contests and giveaways that I do for members, early access to releases that might be coming in the future, both resin and medallion usually. You also get access to behind the scenes content, which is a fun insight into my process, as well as tutorials and special live streams just for members. The Awesome Arabian Sticker Club is all of those wonderful things that I just mentioned from the supporter tier, plus every month you get a package, and it is a colorful envelope of awesome filled with pony goodness and probably a little bit of extra stuff, whether that's peeks or some story behind the piece that I've drawn. I will never be able to resist adding some extra awesome in there for you members. So if you would like some awesome stickers in your mail and brighten up your mailbox every month, then you can do that. Both the Awesome Arabian Sticker Club and the Medallion Club levels, Majestic Mustang or Brilliant Brumby. Also, for 12 consecutive months within the club, you get an anniversary gift, and that will ship out in that last package or box, depending on which club you're in. So that's just a little awesome way for me to say thank you for your support and for you guys to get an extra awesome thing. So you can also upgrade your Medallion Club box to include the sticker that the Sticker Club people get in the off months when your Medallion Club box isn't shipping. So if you wanted some awesome mail in between so you get something epic every month, then that upgrade might be for you. If you have any questions on any of the tiers or want to know more information, you can check out my website, chryslerstudios.com, or send me an email and I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. I'm so excited to join you all on this adventure and to be offering some different levels for everybody, and we will see you guys in the club. Yeah, that's what happens when I try and not have clicky sounds during the video. Sorry. So that's a video that I did that shows kind of the basics of what the clubs look like. I felt like I needed to be a sign language interpreter in the corner. I don't know how to turn off the little box, but that's okay. It's fine. And I was just explaining how saying awesome a lot is like a nervous tick. And now I'm even more nervous. So I'm probably going to say it a lot more and turn red because that's just how it works. So, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have questions, I can answer them live on what the clubs look like. I will be going in and posting those on socials as well. So you can, well, this and the tutorial video that'll show kind of what's going on, and email the club members and let everybody know that's an existing club member. The clubs will be open to new club members as of April 1st. So that'll be for the supporter tier, the sticker club, and the medallion club. Because there's an international level, I know it gets a little bit confusing having the Mighty Minis and the Majestic Mustangs and the Brilliant Brumbies, but I wanted to have like cute little mascots, and it just meant that there's more names. So yeah, that's how that works. So I'm going to show you guys next the video on kind of a peek of what's coming for tutorials, kind of the gamut and the range of what I'm going to cover. Things are going to start trickling out right away. There's going to be some tutorials already on the website for April 1st, which is very, very close. So I'll have one more stream, and then we'll open everything up on the Tuesday, which, well, me and my computer on the Tuesday the 1st. So I'll have one more stream to show you guys some of the stuff that's coming, but I can't help but show you what I have now. So yeah, these will be things that are coming. Some of the stuff will be already uploaded, and then I'm going to trickle things out and post things as I get everything completed and done for you, and add more things. There will also be the opportunity for club members to kind of direct what you want to see for tutorials and content. So if you want more of one particular category, then let me know, and we'll kind of guide things as we go, because I think that that's going to be kind of cool to have it as an interactive thing. So let me get into that before I talk too much more. I'll swap over here, and then I will put up some clips. All right. Unmuted the microphone. Yay! So that's kind of a little bit of a teaser. Because I kind of dabble in all the things. I have mold making, I have casting, there's sculpting, customizing, hair, facial details, anatomy with my wonderful anatomical assistant Turbo. I also have all sorts of anatomical models and goodies and templates that I'm going to show you. I might have some slightly evil plans for showing you sciencey things that is going to be very cool. You can tell I've had this stuff in the works for a very long time, so it's cool to be able to incorporate this into everything, along with upgrading all the club stuff. So hopefully you guys are excited. I don't know. I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be very cool. So yeah, I didn't put it on Patreon because Patreon has some weird stuff about doing things as bi-monthly, and it got really complicated. So I'm doing it just on my site, and that should make it hopefully work really well for everybody. I have a whole bunch of background coding things that should make it a little bit more easy for everybody. And we'll kind of go through, and if you have any issues with any of it, you just let me know, and then I can get it sorted out in the background. But I know Turbo's nose, it's so soft, and he's so forgiving because he lets me stick my fingers up his nostrils and poke basically anything and everything. So you'll see probably a lot of him in the demos of what's going on, and I think that that will be helpful. So for people who don't have access to real horses, sometimes it's nice to see it on a physical horse, and I have the models and things that can back it up. I didn't put 3D sculpting on there, but that is also a potential. I know not everybody has access to a platform like ZBrush, so showing you stuff on there isn't as helpful as, say, the iPad programs of Nomad and I can't remember the other one. I have 2 on my iPad, and I'm not as experienced with those ones, so it's kind of hard to show you what that looks like. I'm going to try and get some more information on those ones, and maybe I can add that into the mix because that's just a little bit more accessible. ZBrush is now a monthly fee, but it used to be, I think, $1,000 or $1,500 to buy it outright. And not everybody has that available to them to play around with 3D. But I do have the 3D printers, and there's all sorts of different roads we can go down. So the possibilities are endless. There's oil, acrylic, airbrushing, pastels, all sorts of stuff. So that should be really cool. I'm quite excited. And then that content will be available for anybody from any of the tiers, which should be quite nice. And yeah, that is totally a thing that we are doing. I'm going to get the website queued up, and then I can show you kind of what that's looking like, which is hopefully I can go. You guys can give me your feedback since we're live and stuff. I don't know. I think it's turning out kind of like what I was envisioning, which should be good for everybody. A little bit more of a fun, funky feel versus the standard website that I have going. There's still some things to fill out. The galleries are going to take a minute. I'm going through a whole bunch of older files for some of my older work, and it's pretty neat to see some of the customs and things that I did many, many years ago that you guys will probably be seeing for the first time in a lot of cases. Stuff that just gets hidden in the files. Let me share my screen. So this is the website as it's looking right now. It's got a little bit, like I said, a little bit more of a fun, funky feel to it. It has the ability for you to go in and look at other sculptures. There's some current news I've added up to the front. So there's going to be a members only live stream and art hangout where we just hang out and play ponies and paint things and whatever, sculpt, whatever you want to do. And that'll be Sunday, April the 6th, and it should be after the regular live stream. I might do a bit of a break just so that I can grab a bite of something, and then have everybody be able to coordinate their thoughts, or at least me coordinate my brain cells into one little row. And then we'll do that, hang out for a little bit. That's going to be a regular occurrence. I'm going to probably try for a weekday night and then one weekend at least. So 2 streams, member only live streams a month. And then it'll probably be through Zoom, and then that'll allow me to have people on the screen and we can show each other what we're working on and hang out and be more creative together. I think that'll be good. And then there's going to be the April club sticker. I'm going to show you a preview this week of the next one that's coming, which will be very cool. I think Laura Rocksmith might like this one for some reason. Links to socials. This will have all my social stuff once I swap the websites over. You can see it's not on my normal website, or you can't see it because you can't see the URL. That's not a bad thing. It's not live on my normal website. It is just in a demo-y area for me to play with. This has a link to my normal YouTube stuff. I've moved the newsletter thing down here and added a little juggernaut, which is kind of cool. And then all these other things that are linked and whatever, we're going to have galleries. There's going to be a link for all the supplies that I use. Bonus fun, so coloring pages, stuff like that. There'll also be some free content that will be tutorials and things as well, but the club members get access to full-length tutorials and all the behind-the-scenes stuff. So there will be options for people. Although if you want to hop on, check stuff out, and hop off, you're more than welcome to do that too. The gallery is starting to shape up. It has resins, commercial, medallions, ceramic, customs, so resin editions. There's a fair few things that I've made. Commercial, so things like Fireheart, Tiger Lily Firestorm, the Peterstone Cob, and the Rosalie Ornament. I've got most of the medallions up here, so you can kind of get a taste for what's happened in the past for club and otherwise. Ceramic editions, Teddy was cast by Jessica Fry, and then Horsing Around did Juggernaut. I've got some customs, but not very many. These are probably some of the more well-known ones that I've done over the years, so that gives everybody a taste of what's coming for cool stuff. What else do we got going on? If I click on to bonus fun, there'll be coloring pages and downloadables. I'll have links to the live streams that I do, probably through YouTube. Suggested supplies is one of the things. I'll have a little bit of stuff on anatomy and then some of the free tutorials that'll be linked here. And then the clubs. So I have to fix this for whatever reason. It wants to be super giant. And this is cute. So on desktop, it'll behave a little bit differently than it will on mobile. If it looks a little bit different to you, then there's that. So that video that I just played for you is here, the Christmas Club details. So once I have this posted live this week, everybody will be able to go back and look at it. I can also post it to socials. Tells you all about the supporter tiers with the little mascots that I drew because they're so cute. Can't not do it. Our Mighty Mini is very cute. Kind of loosely based off of a mini that Teresa has, which is kind of fun. And then a Awesome Arabian in our rose gray. There's a Medallion Club. And so that's the Majestic Mustangs or the Brilliant Brumbies, depending on where you are, with a cute little mascot. This is the club shipping schedule, which I've showed you guys before. So it tells you when, within the first days kind of that month is generally when you'll be getting your packages. So a sticker, so if you're paying in December, once your December payment goes through, we get to the end of the month, and then those ship out kind of the last day of the month to the first days of January. You'll get it early January. And then same as February, medallions go out and should be received within the first couple weeks of February, April, June, August, October, and December. That does move things out a month so that it misses big holidays like Christmas. It misses some of the summer vacations and Briarfest, which should make things a little bit easier. And that also means that I can time things to do a box with, say, Briarfesty themed things coming to you in June and maybe Halloweeny things in October a little bit easier, because sometimes I try and ship it and because they're in the boxes kind of at the end, we've already missed the holiday. So I hit more holidays, we miss more awkward shipping times, which should work out good. This is the chart that I did that covers kind of in a visual way all the benefits. It's a little easier to follow things visually, I think. So you can see, you get my thanks for all of them. Hidden website pages, contests and giveaways, early access is all of the tiers, behind the scenes content is all of the tiers, tutorials and special live stream hangouts is all of the tiers. Oh no, hopefully it's not doing the thing. Meta's having a problem. Hopefully not. Sticker mail. You get stickers monthly in the sticker club and bi-monthly in the medallion club. The bi-monthly box of Medallion Awesome is only the medallion club. Influencer polls are right now only available for the medallion club. And that'll be for medallions for the club, resins that I'll be doing going forward, and then anniversary gifts for both the sticker club and the medallion club. So sticker for the sticker club and most likely medallion for the medallion club. And this is the link that you'll click to go through. It'll put you over to the form here on Google. Oh, we froze, like froze. Okay, so it's letting things go by. Stop screen sharing. Okay, now I'm back. Okay, you'll have to let me know when you last heard me too. So it looks like it works now. I was just showing that if you go to the website, you can click over to the sign up and it'll take you to a Google form. And then that form lets you fill out which one you want. Rather than just signing up straight with PayPal, this lets me get a little bit more information from you guys and associate it with who is joining. So it says you can select, say, I want to be in the sticker club, and if it's not applicable, you select not applicable. I'm going to sign myself up. Fill out all your information, first name, last name, PayPal email, PayPal name. So if your PayPal name is different, you just fill that out. Your contact email, if you want to be emailed contact information, so newsletters or tracking or updates of whatever sort from the club, giveaways, things like that. If your contact email is different than your PayPal email, I need to know and you need to put it there. Whether you want treats or no treats, at this time, there's only an option for treats or no treats. I can't pick and choose things specifically out of the boxes. So if you're deathly allergic to something, let me know, and I just won't put treats in your box. Mailing address, and then if you're a member that's rejoining from January, February, March, and then your phone number, because now, for whatever reason, USPS and all of my international carriers require a phone number. So this is a lot of information that I couldn't necessarily get from you otherwise. And then let's go back here. Okay, the sign up. Yeah, so this is the sign up button that I clicked to get through to that page, which is on the thing. Shows you what's coming for the sticker club, and the medallion club is a mystery until we get a little closer. So the next medallion club medallion will go out. It'll be April, May. It'll ship the end of May. You'll get it early June. So should be fun. Might be stuff about Briarfest in there. Then there's a little bit of a Q&A. It shows you what's going on here. For Canadians, GST is included in your price, but I don't have a separate Canadian fund option like I did before. So that is what's changed. It's just there's so many levels going on. I had to pick and choose some things at some point. So yeah, that is that. And then when you go to Peaks, Peaks is going to look like this, which is quite cute. I'm very proud of some of how the website turned out. Hopefully you guys like the look of it. The Awesome Arab Arabian Sticker Club Peaks will show up here. You can click here to go back to the member page if you want more information. Your sticker is going to show up here, and I'll fix the formatting on that because it doesn't look as nice as it should. I've been messing with formatting so much that my brain's just squirrely. So your peak 1 for the club, your peak 2 for the club. If I move this out, it'll fix the formatting a little bit. Peak 3, peak 4, and then the reveal. So, and I really like this picture. It's been fun to play with the artistic end of the website a little bit. And then for club members, there's going to be a page that you'll have to sign into to get access to this. And this is the club members only page. You're going to have your behind the scenes blog, member exclusive tutorials and videos, club peaks, which is not a paid part, but because you're in the club, this takes you right there. Member only live streams and hangouts, things that are coming up. So influencer polls for the Medallion Club are going to come right away off the hop. And then our art hangout on the 6th. There's a tutorial teaser thing to show you kind of what's coming, and then some stuff coming up on the blog. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. If you guys have questions, let me know. I think it'll be very, very interactive, which is going to be good. You guys are going to be able to tell me what you want to see next for those tutorials. I kind of have a lot of stuff queued up and in the works of being edited and filmed and processed, but if there's something specific you want to see more than something else, I will have a form on there that you can submit suggestions or things you'd like to see. I know a lot of people wanted to see hair, so hair is going to be up there in a couple forms, and there's going to be some stuff on painting up right off the hop. So should be fun. I'm excited. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. That's been my hyper focus fixation crazy train. I have so many things of paperwork and stuff hanging out here. I'm going to do a collection tour fairly quickly, as well as some sketchbook tours, which I haven't really done before. I've shown some pages here and there, but there's some stuff that I have that I can show you guys more of soon. There's tons of art all over the place because it is a studio and you can see all the supplies and crazy train. So even if we just do member Q&As and hang out and you can ask me random questions, we can do that as well. That's kind of part of the platform of doing the hangout and art night. You can ask questions and I can help answer them and things. So especially with the mold making and the casting end, I don't know that there's a lot of information on that anywhere, pretty much. You get little bits and pieces. The Alps post some stuff, Maggie posts some stuff, but it's not a super commonly addressed thing. And everybody has their own way of doing the molding and casting. It's kind of the Wild West when you think about it a little bit. There's so many different ways that people do it. They kind of do what works for them. So hopefully my method will help some people. I'll do medallions and go over what it's like to do just a one-piece mold. And then I'll be doing 2-part molds and probably eventually into 3-part molds. So we'll progress as we go. And I'm going to try and not make them 5 hours long. But if I do a really long version and I just leave it, I'll let members access that too, I guess. And maybe I'll try and do a shorter version so that you get the Coles notes, because you guys know I can talk forever. So we'll just try and keep it concise, because not everybody wants to watch a 3-hour tutorial on the intricacies of the physics of making a mold. I'll cover the basics and then we'll go from there, because I can always address issues that you might run into later on. And then the hands are distracting me. Oh my God. So yeah, that's been my week and my month and my, I don't even know, years building into things. I have so many files of information I have already done, things I've already filmed, that just, it's been sitting there and waiting. So ta-da, that's what I've been up to. Feels like it doesn't feel like it's as, I don't know. It's big, but maybe it's harder to explain than it is coming across. Laura Rocksmith, I'm looking forward to the molding, casting, and anatomy. And the anatomy should be a lot of fun too. I have markers for drawing on Turbo. Pray for him already, because poor guy, he's just getting it. He'll look better in the summer, so I'll wait for the markers until we get into something a little bit more resembling a summer coat, because it's still, we're not quite there yet. It's been nice weather for the most part, but we tend to get our last frost in May, so he won't fully shed out until closer to then. But I have lots of abilities to do different things and show you how different muscle groups and blocking of shapes affect different portions of the face. I have ways of showing you how the bones work and things from the anatomy models that I already have. And like I said, I have some models and things that I've made that will explain some of the anatomical concepts a little bit better. So something like the stay apparatus and the movement of the femur and the cannon bone in the hind leg. I have some really cool ways of doing stuff like that. So it's going to be really fun. I'm so excited. I keep saying it. It's like saying awesome, excited and awesome. I need to ban those words from my vocabulary for a bit. Long form's fine if there's information. There's lots of information. So the problem with me is there's so much information crammed into my brain about each of these topics, because I obsessively research and dive into things and ask questions to the point where I could make really, really long videos, but I'm going to try, at least initially, to do shorter ones, try and keep it concise and wrapped up for everybody. The club members will always get like a longer form, more concise version. I might do some speed sculpting and little hints of things that I'll have as the free content that I'll have on YouTube and stuff, so that people still have access to it. They can see what I'm doing. But if you really want the deep dives, that's where we're going to get into it with the club, is all the juicy details. So yeah, that should be really fun. I'm quite excited. Brenda says, looks amazing. Sherry's excited. Pam's excited. Yay! I'm glad. I put in a lot of effort, and I hope it'll show. So yeah, that's been me. We're gonna do some full sculptures from start to end as well. That's some of the plan for going forward. So that's kind of neat too. You'll see the birth of something from the beginning to the end. And I'm gonna have some of the longer form stories of the inspiration and things that goes into some of these sculptures, and even the stickers, because I can deep dive into kind of how I pull my references and what inspires me and how I even get the creative juices flowing. There's so many directions. That's all I have to say. And I get to use props. I'm so excited. So part of the giveaway for the sciencey stuff is I did buy a science, like a coat, a lab coat, because I can't not. For those of you that haven't seen it, I did a Emperor's New Groove inspired video a long time ago that is definitely worth looking back at, because it was one of my hyperfixation, I'm going to do this and film it kind of like the movie. It was funny. But yeah, that kind of got the brain juices going, and I realized that not only could I reuse that sciencey lab coat, but that it had a greater purpose. So we're going to get some silly in there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be wonderful. And I kind of wish that I would have had access to something like that. We had Sarah Mink's blog eventually and some other stuff that popped up, but it's always fun to have videos that you can listen to or watch or whatever. Listen to me at like 1.5 or 2 times speed and see if you can understand my language. Because I already kind of speak a little bit fast depending on what I'm saying. So that could be fun. I'll sound like a chipmunk and then you'll just entertain yourself more. There's always that possibility. Rebecca's excited. Sherry's excited. Yay! So there'll be lots of opportunity for you guys to help direct the content, like I mentioned. And I think we're going to have the best time. It's going to be quite wonderful. And I have the ability to take my camera out and go film at places like Spruce Meadows and the Calgary Stampede and give you some more insights to kind of where I live and what's shaped me as an artist. And that's always fun. I think it's understanding the artist helps you understand the art so much more. And you guys coming to the streams is part of that for sure. And I'll still be doing these weekly streams for everybody, so you can see what's going on in the studio and check up on me, make sure that I'm hydrating with a delicious beverage. If you haven't tried these are so good. Snowberry is like my favorite, and it's only like 70 calories, which is great if you're watching that kind of thing. Because sometimes if I don't hydrate with water, then I have all the iced teas, and that's too many iced teas. Because if you've ever had Canadian iced tea versus American iced tea, we have 5 pounds of sugar in our iced tea. It's not the same thing as your even your sweet tea is not even remotely close to the sugar content of Canadian iced tea. So if you ever come up here and visit, want to hang out, and you order iced tea and you want sweet tea, it's not the same thing at all. Viral road clips. I actually want to go up and visit the wild horses. I have someone that is willing to help me out and get up there. So there might be some wildies, which are kind of like Canadian Mustangs. That I'll show you guys. It'll be very cool. Laura says, I'm from New York. You don't speak fast. I have the ability to, and then trip over my words. That is my only limiting factor, is that I trip over my words. So be very glad that that is the case. The shipping and stuff is a little slower than usual, just because I have a lot of stuff that I'm getting out with the club and getting all that stuff sorted. I've had to redo the website, I think 4 times at this point, because there's been different pivots, and there's another pivot that was just thrown my way. I can make access to the website a little bit smoother if I go in and do some more coding. So I might have to do more coding. We might have some tweaks going on, but it's okay. We're going to do it. It'll be fun. It'll make it just better for everybody. I just need five big pots of coffee. Sherry says, I love the wild ones. And I can get maybe closer to some of the, especially at the local rodeos, some of the broncs and the bucking stock. And there's some pretty cool stuff that happens. It's Alberta. It's kind of like Canadian Texas. in some senses. We have all the rodeos, and it's a little bit redneck, and you can get right up beside the Bronx. The one rodeo I had a bull hit the gate, the fencing, and knock me over on my butt. So thankfully he didn't go through the gate because I would have been a very squished human. But he did bend it. So that was a little scary. I was there with my camera like right at the panel, and he dented it and knocked me over on my butt. So that's how real it gets when we're here. And occupational health and safety isn't a thing. What else did I have to tell you guys? So if you're paying off time payment orders, they are shipping out fairly quickly still. I have some that I'm sending out this week, and anything with bitty biters usually within about 1 to 2 weeks. So we're still keeping up with that. And then the little pony will eventually be in a mold sometime soon, but I got to finish a few things and tweak a few things and get her just right, because as a memorial piece, I want to make sure that she suits the need for what I'm looking for. But she's turning it, look, and head scale, turning it really cute. I think she's going to be fun. So yeah, that's been my club experience and world for the last little bit. I have some of the old coloring pages and stuff that'll go up on the website too, so that'll be a lot of stuff that you guys can download, some backgrounds for your phones and your computers if you want, and all sorts of things. I even have some emojis that I'm working on, which would be very cool because you can download them and then send them out. And then if there's interest, there's a potential to do like a little Wix members forum or a Discord. I'm not super Discord savvy. I've played on Discord a little bit, but if people are interested in that, maybe it's a possibility. Well, it is a possibility. So maybe it's a thing we do. It'd be fun. Everybody can show their works in progress. And then I'll have challenges here and there for people for customizing. And we're just going to make it more interactive. It'll be a whole community thing. The sky's the limit, my friends. So yeah, I guess on that note, I don't know that there's too much crazy that I'm going to show you. I do have that sticker design that I'm going to show you this coming week, but I don't want to do it all today because we'll have some things streaming out over the next couple of days that'll be kind of fun. But if you're in the club and you have questions, or if you're not in the club and you have questions, or if you want to be in the club and you have questions, let me know. Send me an email. I will try and get back to everybody as soon as possible. But that's kind of the rundown of what I've been up to. And there's other stuff over here that I can't show you, but that's okay. Maybe another day. Okay. On that note, I love you guys. Oh, there was a thing. Hold on. Breaks. So the Tack month is starting in April as well. If you want to sign up for that, that's the International Model Tack Month. I'll show it quick on the screen again. I showed it the last 2 streams, but if you're missing it, they do a tack challenge where they make something like NaMoPymo, but for tack makers. You can do just a bridle, you could do just a halter, you could do anything tack related. Just make something tack related, or hang out and see what everybody else is working on, which is very cool. I highly suggest something like that. And then what was the other thing? Hold on, and I'll flip to the... there's also a custom model horse challenge that was just brought to my attention, that is ran by CountryChic Custom Model Challenges. It's a group. There's only 58 members in it right now, but it is a public group. They're taking the Dundee mold and customizing it. And since Athena was just available as a celebration model, you can jump in and probably find one really easily. There's a whole bunch of people taking that same mold and then making stuff out of it. So I don't know that there was a deadline to sign up, but you have until May 31st to complete it. So it started on February 1st, and then you can go until May 31st. So it's a 4-month window, which is way bigger for customizing. And I don't think that the horse needs to be painted, but maybe. I don't know. I got excited about the customizing part. So favorite drastic sculpt, favorite paint job on, so it should be done. Favorite paint job on a non-drastic, favorite paint job on a drastic, overall favorite, or public's favorite. So there are prizes that are being given out for different levels. Drastic sculpting, they define what that looks like. Newbies and veterans welcomed. It's not a drama group. And then they're planning the event for fun. I don't know what the prizes are. But yeah, that's another fun thing if you want to do a challenge and you want to do a little bit of customizing and see kind of where people take it. So there's a few people that are doing different things. Some people are doing open balls, which is kind of cool. Pterodactyl phase. I like that phase. That one's butt fell off. So hopefully that's not the case with yours. It's kind of cool. And it's neat to see everybody taking one model. They are on Facebook. So taking one model and all doing something to it. So you can see where one model can take you in all the different directions. So it is on Facebook. I will copy that into the chat. Dundee challenge, Dundee CM challenge. Bam. So I'll send a link out to everybody. Sherry's asking the racing thoroughbreds you did, what were their names? Enterprise and Falcon. So Enterprise is in Star Trek Enterprise and Falcon as in the Millennium Falcon. So geeky names. All right. So I guess now that I've shown you that stuff, Breyer's doing their Midwest Fest thing in Kansas this weekend, and it looks like they showed a preview of a whole bunch of the horses. The Tiger Lily and Firestorm and the Brishnan are not there in person for people to look at, it looks like, but the other models are. So if you wanted to see what they look like, there's pictures all over Facebook. Yeah, crazy. They haven't showed anything crazy other than the volunteer model. The volunteer model is oh, I think I only have pictures of the one here, but I'll show it anyway. This is one of them. It is the Mindyberg. Why can't I remember the name of the resin? Duende? Duende? I think it's Duende. Might be wrong. Has a like flea bitten speckly pattern to it. And then there's a gray, a dapple gray as well. Let's see if I can find the dapple gray. I have stuff all over the place. I was totally organized. Here's a really bad picture of the two, but that's okay. It at least gets the point across. There's the gray, and there's the black with the thing. And then the one weird marking on the leg is something that's common to Mangalaga, whatever the breed was assigned as. I think it's a Mangalagers or something like that. The Mangalaga Marchador, maybe. That's the breed that was picked. But anyway, I'm gonna butcher it. I won't do that anymore. But that's the volunteer model. There's probably gonna be a third color. I don't know. But that's what we've seen so far. Looks like the gray was the one that only one person got, and everybody else got the black one, it looks like, or something to that effect. There's definitely more of the black ones with the speckly markings than there was of the gray. So that is the thing. Sherry says I was there yesterday. That would have been fun. Did you have fun? Hopefully you had fun. Looks like it was quite the to-do. And I think they're doing workshops and swap meets and stuff as well. And there's also the horse event attached to the same thing. So should be fun. If you're around, go check it out. It's probably getting a little late to check it out, but you might be able to see something still. And then we'll see you next Sunday, which will be the first Sunday before all the club stuff goes crazy. Yay! Wish me luck in all my testing and coding. I will be back on Sunday, the 30th of March, and I will have a whole bunch of peeks to show you this week as we go. And then those videos about the club stuff I'll be posting, and you'll have access to the full website, obviously with not the member content, but to poke around and see what's going on very, very shortly here. So I love you guys. Thank you for all the love and support. Without you guys, I couldn't do what I do and make all these pretty ponies for a living. It's a blessing and dream, and I appreciate you very much. And I just keep going on and on. I'll just not stop talking ever. Less coffee, more coffee, maybe. All right, we'll see you guys next Sunday. Have a great week. Don't feed the trolls. And yeah, that's all I got for you. Wish me